Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. This program is produced in Dove Creek, Colorado by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network for DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
This is your community TV station. If you would like to suggest a story or let us know about an event to share, give us a call. The studio number is 970-677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to, and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch anytime on demand. Today is October 30th, 2019, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a Farmington man who was sentenced to life in prison after being found guilty of murdering an Ignacio man has been resentenced to 24 years behind bars after having his conviction overturned and pleading guilty to lesser charges. Senior Judge John N. McMullen sentenced Tommy Mitchell, age 26, earlier this month on a second-degree murder conviction related to the death of Joey Lee Benavidez, age 39, more than 6 years ago. Mitchell pleaded guilty in August, avoiding trial and a possible conviction on 13 other counts. He pleaded not guilty to 25 criminal charges in 2012. Law enforcement in 2012 accused Mitchell, who was 19 at the time, of shooting and killing Benavidez after a drug deal at the victim's home near Ignacio turned violent. District Court Judge Jeffrey Wilson sentenced Mitchell to life in prison in March 2014 after a 12-person jury found him guilty of felony murder, first-degree burglary, theft, distribution of marijuana, and intimidating a witness. The Colorado Court of Appeals overturned Mitchell's conviction late last year, citing judicial bias, and sent the case to the 6th Judicial District Court for retrial. Prosecutors dismissed 11 of Mitchell's 25 charges, including accusations of felony burglary and robbery, in June after the appeals court decision. Mitchell pleaded guilty to second-degree murder at the end of July, agreeing to a prison sentence of no more than 34 years.
An update from the Journal on the fish giveaway with a photo by Jim Imiaga. The kokanee salmon giveaway in Dolores that was nearly canceled because of a small spawn was saved at the last minute last Thursday when a school of 250 to 300 salmon swam up the Dolores River to a collection site. It was a good thing. Now there will be enough, said Pete Duran, a fish technician with Colorado Parks and Wildlife. At 12 to 13 inches long, the salmon were larger than in recent years, he said. About 50 people turned up with buckets, coolers, and plastic bags to receive the fish at Joe Rowell Park in Dolores. A Colorado fishing license was required. CPW gave away about 700 kokanee, with each person getting 10 to 15 free fish. Kelly Valerio of Cortez attended for the first time with her 2 boys. It was a slow fishing year on the lake, so this kind of makes up for it, she said. The preferred way to cook kokanee is to smoke them. When McPhee is really full, like this year, the fish are more dispersed and harder to catch, said John Hernandez. It's wonderful. You can't beat fresh fish straight out of the river, he said. Once you smoke them, you're ready to make fish tacos or sushi rolls. Instead of spawning naturally in gravel beds, these kokanee are spawned by CPW technicians at the Dolores River State Wildlife Area on Colorado Highway 145 northeast of Dolores. They returned to the site where they were released as fingerlings after maturing for up to 4 years in McPhee. When spawning, they are supposed to run up a canal from the river called Raceway to a spawning station where female eggs are harvested and fertilized. Sometimes the spawning station is moved to the main river channel if the school decides not to go up the Raceway, said Jim White, aquatic biologist. About 250,000 fertilized eggs were harvested and will be raised at the CPW Fish Hatchery in Durango. Lake Nighthorse, west of Durango, also has a kokanee spawn and harvest that is given away to the public on November 1st, 8th, and 15th. The gates open at 2 p.m. and the giveaway starts at 3 p.m.
According to the Durango Herald, a wound in Durango in Jim Harvey's foot caused an infection that nearly killed him 6 years ago. Now he is battling a wound in the same spot that he expects will close faster and heal without a life-threatening infection. Hyperbaric oxygen chambers at the Wound Care Center at Mercy Regional Medical Center are helping to speed his healing time by flooding his body with oxygen, said Rachel Nadeau, hyperbarics technologist at the Wound Care Center operated by Helogenics. The chambers increase the amount of oxygen in the air surrounding patients, allowing them to breathe in more oxygen molecules, she said. Breathing in more oxygen in turn floods a patient's bloodstream with oxygen, she said. The increase in oxygen prompts the creation of new blood vessels. It also supports the immune system and increases the release of growth factors, according to the Mayo Clinic. In addition to wounds, hyperbaric oxygen chambers can help those with burns, gangrene, and bone death resulting from radiation, according to the Mayo Clinic.
The 2020 elections are just about a year away. Our 3rd District incumbent, Representative Tipton, will face another potential Democratic challenger, as reported in the Durango Herald. Democrat Root Rutledge is running to attempt to unseat Representative Scott Tipton, Republican of Colorado, for the 2nd time on a platform centered strongly around climate activism. Rutledge's campaign is a solo operation. After being a delegate for Senator Bernie Sanders, Democrat from Vermont, in 2016, Rutledge was inspired to pursue his first attempt at representing the 3rd Congressional District of Colorado. Although collecting only 2% of the vote, his candidacy in 2018 allowed Rutledge to learn more about the nomination process, equipping him with the skills he said he needed to announce his candidacy for 2020. Quote, "I never stopped being a candidate in 2018, Rutledge said. It's just me. I do my own filing with the FEC, the Federal Elections Commission. I don't have an entourage or a campaign manager. That's not where my campaign is, and I choose to do it this way because I need time to get everything ready." Rutledge moved from Canada to the U.S. when he was 7 years old. Before serving in the Vietnam War, he had lived in various western rural states, and after finishing his service in 1972, he moved to Colorado, settling in Durango 25 years ago. Since then, Rutledge has made climate activism his primary focus and believes that his climate platform will differentiate him from the other 3 Democratic candidates. Quote, "Climate is the most important existential threat to humanity ever, and it is current and it is bearing down on us," Rutledge said. "It is surprising to me that no one has spoken on it." Diane Mitch Bush, Donald Valdez, and James Iacino and the other contenders had barely mentioned climate, Rutledge said, and they think that they have to have an opinion on everything instead of focusing on the pressing issues. In a 2017 interview with Think Progress, a public policy research organization, Tipton said that while he does believe climate change exists, it is caused by natural climate cycles rather than humans. Aside from climate, Rutledge outlined 4 issue areas he intends to prioritize should he serve as representative: a healthy democracy, a healthy economy, a healthy population, and a healthy environment. Rutledge said that while he is confident in his climate platform, he is at a great disadvantage in terms of campaign funding, having only received $2,000 with $1,500 being campaign loans. However, if he can raise the necessary funds, he believes he can take on his opponents.
According to the Durango Herald, scientists have found the strongest evidence yet that a virus is to blame for a mysterious illness that can start like the sniffles but quickly paralyze children. The polio-like syndrome, called acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM, is very rare. Since the first reports from California in 2012, the U.S. has experienced an increasingly bigger outbreak every other year from late summer into fall. Doctors have a chief suspect, but proof that it's the culprit germ has been frustratingly elusive. So researchers tried a new trick. They checked patients' spinal fluid for signs of the immune system had fought an invading virus. Sure enough, kids who got sick harbored antibodies that target enteroviruses, just the viral family specialists believe is to blame. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Last night's low went down to those predicted single digits, but with the continued winds, the wind chill is making it feel even colder. Today we'll have sunny skies, which helps, but the high may only approach 26 degrees. North winds continue around 15 miles an hour with gusts as high as 25. Tonight, another frigid one, clear with a low around just 9 degrees. And those north-northeast winds may lessen, but stay around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Then into Thursday, sunny with a little warm up with a high near 40 degrees, but those north-northeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour may still make it feel cold. Fortunately, they will shift southwest in the afternoon on Thursday. Then Thursday night, clear with a low around 16. Southwest winds around 5 miles an hour, finally becoming calm. Friday, sunny with a high near 48 degrees. Light and variable winds becoming north 5 to 10 miles an hour in the afternoon. And again, we'll get some winds gusting to the 20 miles an hour range. Friday night, clear with a low around 20, and more of an average November weather is on tap for the weekend. Saturday, sunny with a high near 50 degrees. Saturday night, clear with a low around 24. Sunday, sunny with a high near 53. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 26. And again for Monday, sunny with a high near 55 degrees. Monday night, clear with a low around 27. So no more snow in our forecast. It's those brutally cold days we'll need to get through for now. And now back to the news.
From the Cortez Journal, the Dolores School District RE4A is planning a big campus renovation, and staff is seeking community input on some key decisions. Last year, the district this year, the district is planning on applying for a Building Excellent Schools Today grant to upgrade the entire campus. Recently, engineers from the Colorado Department of Education, along with some other officials and architects, came by to evaluate the site and proposed the possibility of moving the entire campus, largely because of the difficulties posed by the floodplain location. Because of this, the district will be holding a community forum to gauge local sentiment on moving the campus site versus renovating the current facility. The forum is set from 6 to 8 p.m. November 6th at the Dolores Community Center. All community members are invited to share their thoughts.
An AP article in the Durango Herald with an AP photo. Women in southwest Colorado can now get prescriptions for birth control and urinary tract infection medication through a phone application. Planned Parenthood of the Rocky Mountains has started offering services through an app to expand access to women who may live far from medical services or find it difficult to make an in-person appointment, said Adrian Manzanares, Chief Experience Officer with the nonprofit group. We really want to meet people where they are, she said. Through the PP Direct app, patients answer screening questions that are reviewed by a licensed medical provider, according to a news release. Eligible patients can opt to have a birth control prescription mailed to them or filled by a pharmacy. Prescriptions to treat a urinary tract infection are filled by pharmacies in the patient's area. Patients who are not eligible to receive prescriptions through the app can use it to book an in-person appointment, the news release said. The app launched quietly in April and has been well received, Manzanares said. In one case, a patient who had extreme anxiety around booking appointments was served through the app, she said. There is clearly a demand and interest for this type of service, she said. Planned Parenthood plans to slowly expand the services available through the app. The next step will likely be accepting Medicaid, a form of public insurance. The app does not accept any insurance, but rates are affordable, Manzanares said. A urinary tract infection consultation is just $15, and a birth control prescription is $25 per month.
According to the Durango Herald, as Arctic air moved into Durango on Tuesday night, bringing below freezing temperatures, residents discussed practical options for helping homeless residents endure the cold. Mayor Melissa Youssef and La Plata County Commissioner Julie Westerndorf welcomed a crowd of about 50 people interested in providing feedback about a new publicly funded plan to address homelessness. I think we are making progress in the right direction. As a government, we will have a path forward, Youssef said at the county administration building. Consultants, nonprofit workers, and others pitched ideas such as lockers, a managed camp, and a low-barrier shelter, all services that could be part of the new plan. When finished, the plan will provide details about how much each idea will cost and what group could oversee it, said Jennifer Lopez, a Durango contractor working for the Athena Group.
It's that time of year when the veil around Halloween seems to thin to talk of ghosts and ghouls from another realm. As the Durango Herald reports, ghosts are haunting area hotels, not just on Dia de la Muerte, with a photo by Jerry McBride. So a little girl runs down the hall, disappearing into thin air. A man with a bushy mustache, top hat, and agonized eyes appears at the door to ask about the health of the sleeper. A friendly presence and invisible helping hands assist a harried desk clerk. Ghouls and ghosts are thought to move more freely among us as we approach Halloween, when the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest. But you don't have to wait for Halloween to see spirits at several area historic hotels, which have specters roaming their rooms and halls year-round, that according to guests and staff. The ghostly stories are recounted in a new book called Haunted Hotels of Southern Colorado by Nancy Williams, which includes the Strater and Rochester hotels in Durango and the Grand Imperial and Wyman hotels in Silverton. The book mostly focuses on the histories of the towns and hotels with a nod to the reported sightings. Much of the material is from secondhand reports, other books and newspaper articles, including several from the Durango Herald. But it's a good way to learn some Colorado history, regardless of whether you're interested in the allegedly haunted side of things. Other towns and their supposedly haunted hotels include Dolores, Telluride, Ouray, South Fork, Del Norte, and Creede, as well as Colorado Springs and Grand Junction. Durango's Grand Dame, the Strater Hotel, had 112 years to accrue some uninvited visitors, which have alternately terrified and exhilarated guests. Williams quoted Rod Barker telling the Herald in 1999, although Barker now says he never would say something in that vein. Quote, "I have seen no evidence whatsoever of ghosts in the Strater," he said. "We like to think our hotel is full of the positive energy of the 8 million or 9 million so people who have passed through since we opened in 1887. The only stories that sound somewhat credible are things that go bump in the night, and those can usually be explained by ice machines and such," he said. That won't stop the rumors and tales. Some locals say they have seen a ghostly woman sitting in an upper story looking down on Main Avenue, and guests report a man dressed as a railroad engineer walking through the lobby, a little girl running around, and photographs of mysterious orbs. Kirk Comic, a co-owner of the Rochester Hotel, however, revels in the ghostly doings at his establishment. The Rochester has been featured in a, quote, Ghostbusters episode, and in November will be episode 8 in a new series called, quote, Frontier Tastes and Tales, which describes the hotel as a place, quote, where ghosts and tourists still mingle every day. It is listed as one of the 100 most haunted hotels in America. We mostly get comments from room 204, the John Wayne room, or the rooms adjacent, Comic said. It's usually a woman in heavy Victorian wear or a woman in Victorian lingerie. They get a lot more comments from the adjacent rooms, he said. Lane Johnson, who runs history tours in Durango, including one about haunted locales, told Comic she once had a medium on a tour and took her up to the second floor. Quote, "She picked up on the lady in white who stands at the top of the stairs," Johnson said, along with Mary Finn, the little boy, and a man who might be mistaken for John Wayne. The Rochester runs a Halloween week giveaway of a night in room 204 on the Four Corners broadcasting stations, and the room is always booked with guests from around the country for Halloween night itself. They say here in Dove Creek, the old Frontier bar used to be haunted, with sounds of spinning coins and tapping on the bar. As it's undergoing a total renovation, perhaps that spirit will have moved on out.
According to the Cortez Journal, the San Juan Forest Dolores Ranger District plans to burn slash piles generated from forest thinning and timber sales in the Chicken Creek, Spring Creek, Taylor Mesa, and Lake Canyon areas. Although burning could continue through April, these activities should not affect public access or use of the forest. Operations typically take place after snowfall occurs, and firefighters will ignite and closely monitor pile burning activities. In the Chicken Creek area, 7 miles north of Mancos, piles may be burned near Forest Service Road 385, 2 miles northeast of Joe Moore Reservoir. Piles may also be burned adjacent to Joe Moore Reservoir along Forest Service Road 693. Smoke may be visible from Colorado Highway 184. In the Haycamp Mesa area, piles may be burned near FSR 556 and 556D south of Beef Pasture Reservoir. Smoke may be visible from Colorado 184. In the Spring Creek area, 12 miles north of Mancos, piles may be burned near FSR 327 and 382. Smoke may be visible from Colorado 184. In the Taylor Mesa area, 8 miles northeast of the confluence of the Dolores and West Dolores rivers, piles may be burned near FSR 547 and Foxden Creek. Smoke may be visible along Colorado 145. In the Lake Canyon area, 10 miles east of Dove Creek, piles may be burned near FSR 504 and 505 near Big Water Spring, FSR 509 near Glade Point, and 506 near Cow Canyon. Smoke may be visible from U.S. Highway 491.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. If you're looking for things to do this Saturday, be sure to check out the 28th Annual Christmas Bazaar in Dove Creek at the Community Center. Crafts and vendors will be offering their goods from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Methodist Church is also hosting their fundraiser with chili and pies for sale. Stay and visit or take a quart home. It's always a packed event, and for more details, you can contact the Dove Creek Recreation Department. Or you can drive north of Cortez, south of Dolores, to the Four Seasons Greenhouse Farmers Market on this Saturday, November 2nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Even though I personally believe it's too early to be buying for December holidays before Thanksgiving has been enjoyed, it's becoming more common, and it's that time for Christmas shopping already. Food and fun, and often there's some music to enjoy as well at the greenhouse. And speaking of music, Saturday night is the Party Like a Rock Star Halloween costume party at the State Line Bar and Grill. The cool sounds from VDJ Plus Ultra and DJ Bunnyhead will keep you dancing, and the costume prize is $300 cash. So kick out the jams and get out to the line. Music from 9 p.m. or slightly earlier, fun drink specials, and the food is served till 9 p.m. There's a free shuttle as well. For any details, call them at 970-677-2649. And I post up all of these Canyon Country happenings on our Facebook page, which is DCTV News at Noon. So you can look up phone numbers and dates, and we also upload the daily news to our YouTube channel, which you can search for with the same name, DCTV News at Noon. And the broadcast is also posted to the general Facebook page, where we add links to stories of interest, share other events or news, and where you can join in on the conversation too. This is your local community TV station. So if you have something you'd like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call us at the station 970-677-4119, and we'll be happy to help.
Thanks for tuning in. Whether it's for the broadcast, which airs here in Dolores County on Channel 32.1 at noon, now Monday through Friday, or online on our YouTube channel or our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, where you can watch it on demand anytime you would like.
We'd love to hear from you and have you interact with the news program, add comments or share stories there on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page. And if you would, please like us there and share it with your friends and family.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the Dove Creek News at Noon program, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.